Today, I'm going to tell you something about myself that maybe a lot of you don't even know. You've all heard my story about my journey of becoming a functional medicine practitioner, how my thyroid was undiagnosed by 6 different doctors. I was competing at the time. I was gaining weight. You've heard that story. So that's my big hurdle story, so to speak, that catapulted me into doing what I do now, fixing people, specializing in the thyroid, looking at hormones, helping people lose weight no matter what they're doing and it's not working for them. But there's a piece of my life that I really don't share pretty much, if at all, that I was thinking today, and I was listening to a podcast there where a woman was talking about her horrendous experience, and by no means was my experience that bad. She was burned head to toe when she was doing an ultra marathon as fire swept down through this gully they were in. And her attitude and her belief system and how she tackled those challenges, it not only amazed me, but it made me pause and really think back on my life and how I overcame some challenges at a very young age. And I guess my message now is to not only share with you my story so you get to know me a little bit better, kind of an inside look behind the life and times of Amy Horniman, but also it hopefully will encourage you to never stop. Don't let a hurdle, no matter how big or how small, keep you from your goals. So this is going to be a game changer for you, and you can probably hear the excitement in my voice. The latest introduction, the latest member of the family to the Fixer line is Metabolism Fixer. And this, oh my God, I formulated this just for all my people out there that need to lose weight, that need help in the weight loss department, that can't lose weight no matter what they do, that feel like they have a slow metabolism, and that might be thinking of trying all those peptides out there, the Beverly Hills soccer mom drug of choice for weight loss peptides. Or even if you're on them already and you're like, man, these are really expensive and I'm still not losing weight, add in Metabolism Fixer. Here's what I did. I took the power of T2, which increases your basal metabolic rate while you are sitting there watching Netflix. You're burning fat while you're watching Netflix. I combined it with a very unique patented ingredient called Suppressa. Suppressa has multiple clinical trials backing its efficacy in reducing your appetite, decreasing snacking, and providing way more control over your food intake. It is amazing. We also see improved emotional well-being, just decreased food cravings all around, reduced hunger, and weight management. Add on top of that, we have green tea extract, we have purple forest purple tea extract, both of which affect the metabolism in a very positive way without the jitters of normal fat burning supplements out there from the 1980s and 90s, right? The ones that made you feel like you're having a heart attack. You will not have that in any of my supplements, Thyroid Fixer or Metabolism Fixer. But Metabolism Fixer, we kicked it up a notch. It is in powder form, so you can drink it through your day. It's going to flavor your water. We got Orange Crush and Refreshing Citrus. I love them both. It is going to keep you under control all day long. So you throw a couple scoops in your water bottle in the morning, throw a scoop or 2 in your water bottle throughout the day. You will have fat burning and appetite control the entire day for what? An eighth of a price of the peptides? Oh my God, you can't go wrong. So grab some Metabolism Fixer today. Please let me know how you do on it. I am super excited for you. Super excited. Don't let what people tell you keep you from your goals. If you hear something enough from another person that you can't do this and you can't do that, it's going to get in your head and you may actually start to believe it, and that might become true for you. But I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be that way. Your challenges, your obstacles can push you into being a better person, into being a healthier person, into being a stronger person, into doing things that you may have never done before if it hadn't been for that challenge literally changing your life. So going way, way back to when I was in seventh grade, you know how they do those scoliosis tests, right? They have you bend forward. And they did that, well, a little bit late for me because at that point in time, and my family didn't know and I didn't realize it. But at that point in time, I had already developed severe scoliosis. And I'll show you my x-rays here in a second. So they said, you need to go get this checked immediately. We went to Shriners Hospital in Erie, PA. They are the most wonderful group of people you will ever meet. I'm sure it's the same now as it was 30 some years ago. And we went in there, and I'll never forget sitting in the room and looking up at the board with these two x-rays on it. Maybe there were more than two, but I remember two. And thinking, wow, that person is a mess. Look at that spine. It looks like the shape of an S. And at the time, being my age, I didn't quite put HIPAA compliance together and realize that that wouldn't really be somebody else's x-rays in a room that I was in. Those were mine. So the doctor came in, he started talking to me and my parents and basically saying, she needs surgery immediately. Her spine is curved, it's twisted, and it's going to continue doing so until it twists around her organs, and she eventually ends up in a wheelchair. So that twisted S-curve spine was mine. And of course, you have to think back at the time, this would have been 85, 86, 85. At that time, we didn't, in Erie, PA, we didn't have a large amount of knowledge of chiropractic, of other modalities that could have possibly helped prior to having surgery. But I was scheduled for surgery. So before I go on with this story, let me just share my screen here. And I apologize for anyone listening to this on the Thyroid Fix podcast. You're not going to be able to see this. So just kind of, I don't know, picture it the shape of an S. So this is my spine. At the bottom, it goes this way. And some of these vertebrae are actually twisted upon themselves. That's another shot of it. And then this is the top. So at the very top of my spine, it goes the other way. So it is basically, it's a reverse S curve, if you can picture it like that. And then my neck, it curves this way. It's kind of hard to see on the x-ray, but it does have a curve going this way as well. So that is actually my spine today. So what ended up happening was I had a surgery. Well, let me tell you the backstory of a little miracle story too. I had been scheduled for a horrendous surgery where they were going to, at the age of 11 or 12, I was something like 11 or 12, that they were going to go in through my neck and fix the upper curve. And then I would be in a full body cast from my neck to my pelvis. And then 6 months later, now this was through the summer of my seventh grade year, then they were going to go in 6 weeks or 6 months later and fix the bottom curve. And that would have been through my back. And then I would be in a body cast again. Now the thought of a body cast to an 11, 12-year-old and missing out on summer fun and time with friends was kind of devastating. So I knew that that had to happen. And miraculously, I got sick about a week before my surgery was scheduled, and they had to cancel it. So they moved it out 6 to 8 weeks. And in that time frame, a doctor from Pittsburgh, PA, called my doctor, Dr. Frankovich, up here in Erie, PA, and said, do you want to be the first in Erie to do a brand new surgery that we're doing on kids with scoliosis? It was the Cottrell-Dubocet. It was the Harrington rods. So it wasn't your typical Harrington rod surgery. It was different. There was one surgery, one cut, top to bottom. You fixed both the upper and the lower curve. With Harrington rods, it was a 12-hour surgery, but he was the first one to do it in Erie, and I was the first one to have it in Erie. That getting sick literally saved a big portion of my childhood. So I do equate that to God and God only. That was a true miracle. If you're not a believer, sorry if I offended you, but I'm going to say it all day long. love the Lord, love Jesus, and that was absolutely 100% a miracle. And if you want to stop following me because of it, I welcome you to do so. But that is my story, and you can't contradict it. So moving on, I did not have to be in a full body cast. I did have to wear a brace for a while, which in high school, let me back up. Did not have to wear a full body cast. A couple years later, my body was actually rejecting the metal. So I had to have another surgery. That's why you don't see Harrington rods in my x-rays. Those are actually recent x-rays from 5-10 years ago. So I did not have to wear a full body cast, but my body was rejecting the metal. They had to go back in. They took a piece of my hip and then they fused. So I have about 16 or 17 fusions. Now, look forward to what I did. I was told that I would never lift heavy weights. I was told that I probably would never run. I was told to not do many, many, many things, many activities. I think at that age, so I was 14 when they did that second surgery, another really, really long surgery, my poor parents. And I don't think that the doctor's words really impacted me. I kind of blew them off. I didn't let them settle in. So I never believed that I would have to stop doing anything really. And at the same time, I can see how some people would believe that and that would hold them back. So you might have received a diagnosis or a prognosis that doesn't look so great. Don't let that in. Don't let it in your head, because I'm telling you, the challenges that you face, you can overcome. Now, I'm not saying go out and be stupid. Did I, 6 months after my surgery, go for a skydive? No. But in my lifetime, I have power lifted. I have set records for deadlift. I competed in the fitness and figure competitions that I told you about with my thyroid. I did fitness modeling, which if you look at my x-rays, you wouldn't think that my body should do that. It probably looks funny. Well, I just learned how to pull the ribbon that stuck out on my one side, pull my shoulder back that rolls forward on the other side. And to look at me walking down the street, you probably wouldn't even notice that I have a curve in my back. Maybe I'm a little shorter than I'm supposed to be. Damn it. I should be 5'4", not 5'2". But I still accomplished many things. I didn't let what the doctor said or I don't even want to call this deformity, but I never thought of it as that. There's a couple times in my life where I got self-conscious. I will admit that. Couple times in my life where I may have used that word. I kind of regret it, because that's kind of letting the demons in by even saying it out loud, right? It's really not. I know to look at me, to look at my modeling pictures, to look at the pictures of me on stage. You can see those on my website. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know. And through what I accomplished, I learned how to snowboard at the age of 38. I broke my wrist doing so. Then I got right back up and did it. I skied throughout my lifetime. I probably took a couple of moguls that I probably shouldn't have. It was a little jarring for my back. I did used to run, although I just hate running now. I did used to run. I still lift weights. I do yoga where I do all kinds of twisting. So basically nothing stopped me. I didn't let anything that the doctor said or what I went through stop me. Now, this might be a very, very small challenge in the grand scheme of things of what you or your family may have been faced with or are faced with right now. And I'm by no means saying that this is the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life. But listening to that woman's story of being burned and how she overcame it and never, ever stopped, and actually went on to run an Ironman after she healed, it just made me think of all of you and how many things you might be going through and how challenges can really get in your head and stop you. And I encourage you to look at challenges as something that can grow you, that can move you forward, that can maybe even catapult you into helping others. I leave you with this. I am just what you see or what you hear if you're listening to the podcast. I am who I am. I don't pull any punches. I don't hold back. But this is a part of me that I haven't shared yet. I know there are other people out there with other physical deformities. Hate using that word. Physical challenges. physical differences from the rest of the population. There's mental challenges that people are dealing with that they may think will never change. But I'm telling you, it can change. And even if it doesn't, can you be better because of it? And can you get to the other side? Can you view your challenges from a different perspective? Instead of looking at them as a curse, can you look at them as a blessing in any way, shape, or form? Can you wake up every day? And this sounds corny, I know, but the whole concept of gratitude. Can you wake up every day and be thankful for one or two things in your life? Can you look at those things in a different perspective? Can you flip it around somehow, some way? So right now, currently in my life, many of you know this already. This isn't something that I haven't said before, but you know my mom is in end-stage Alzheimer's. To look at my dad would, would absolutely amaze you. He is one of the strongest men I know, and maybe that's where I got my strength. And he never pities himself. He never says, why me? And he could. The man went through 2 rounds of cancer. He damn near died twice, literally twice. So back to the miracles, God kept him on this earth to take care of my mother. But he could so easily wake up a victim. He could so easily say, why me? And instead he says, I had 52 years with the love of my life. I have great kids. I have great grandkids. I have great great grandkids. And he goes on with his day with a smile on his face. You won't hear this man complain at all. Maybe if his neck hurts, that's the biggest complaint you're going to get out of him. So can you shift your mindset in any way to where you look at your challenges as blessings and not curses? Don't stay in the house. Don't stay in your bed. Don't cry about your problems. Don't be a victim. You're better than that. I wanted to share that piece of, 2 pieces of me. You already knew about my dad, my mom, but a little behind the scenes of my childhood and the different hurdles that I went through as well. And to let you know that when you see the powerlifting pics, the modeling pics, that's a girl who overcame and was told she wasn't supposed to do any of that, any of it. So I hope this gives you just a little bit more hope, maybe a change in perspective, kick in the pants, whatever you want to call it. As always, ask me any questions. Share this if you feel like anybody needs to hear it, or just keep it for yourself, because that's a little insight about me. Thanks for listening to the Thyroid Fix podcast. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button so you get updated on every single episode that comes out. Go to my website at amyhorneman.com and feel free to follow me on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.